What's up, honey? Welcome to this week's episode of Bad Luck and Magic, where I give you the vibes, the energies that are happening this week so that we can understand how to utilize the energies that are going on to take advantage of, to understand how to handle the potential challenges that are coming up as well. Speaking of challenges, I'm so curious to hear how the full moon in Libra went for you last week. If you can drop in the comments what was coming up for you during this lunation. This week is all about igniting our inner spark. Going forward with bold ideas, taking fierce action, and honestly just standing in grounded power. So we'll get into why that is this week's theme, but going back to last week, so we had the full moon in Libra, and it brought up clarity, it brought up underlying emotions around our relationships and finances and values. So I have a feeling now, especially because that full moon happened in Libra, and also on the same day, Venus stationed direct after being retrograde since March 1st. So we've really been sitting in this energy of, what do I care about? What do I love? What do I value? How do I feel in terms of my self-worth? Understanding our self-worth on such a deep level. So it's like now we have way more clarity around where we stand and how we can best move forward. Now, luckily, our ability to initiate necessary conversations and passion-led projects will get ignited with initiation and courage because Mercury will be moving back into Aries this upcoming Wednesday. So Mercury was in Aries a few weeks ago. It stationed retrograde and it slid back into the sign of Pisces. And then last Monday is when Mercury stationed direct again. So now it's entering back into the sign of Aries, which is all about initiation, leadership, courage, passion. It's a fire sign. It's a cardinal sign. So it likes to get things started. When Mercury was in Pisces, our thoughts were a little bit more elusive and harder to grasp because Pisces is the last zodiac sign, if you will. It is a sign that is a water sign, so it's very intuitive, but sometimes it can be idealistic and hard to understand how to bring something into reality. So now we're taking those daydreams that we were conjuring up while Mercury is in Pisces, and now we can start to bring them into concrete reality now that Mercury is moving into Aries. And I don't know about you, but now that Mercury is stationed direct and it's getting closer to Aries, I know myself, like, I'm reaching out to people more, I'm trying to collaborate, I have more clarity around the conversations and the connections that I'm trying to have and make. So I'm curious if that's showing up for you too. So Mercury, it's all about the mind, it's all about communication. Moving into a fire sign, Aries. Then on Friday, we have Mars entering back into Leo after a freaking long ass time in the sensitive sign of Cancer, which is honestly not Mars's favorite place to be in. So since around December, early December, we have been reflecting on Mars themes, which is what motivates us, what inspires us to take action, how we must take action, and how we must take action in a more intentional and intuitive way. So that's kind of what we've been learning as Mars was retrograde. It went direct, I think, February. But when Mars is in Cancer, the claws come out. You know what I mean? Like, it can be a little sensitive, which is honestly a beautiful thing. We start to see where we've been overgiving, where we have been putting our energy into things that aren't really helpful. So we've been reflecting on that. And with Mars moving back into the heart-led sign of Leo, we are going to start to witness, especially if you've been utilizing this energy, we're going to start to witness how we are actually showing up differently. We are, especially in Leo, when Mars comes back here, maybe we're realizing where we are less driven by external validation, which is kind of the shadow side of Leo, and we're more driven by creating that self-assuredness within ourselves and really taking on a more leadership role, not for accolades or to look a certain way, but truly because we are passionate about something. You know, Leo in its highest expression is a sign that it is bold, it is confident, and honestly, it is driven by it's fueled by what it's passionate about. And it's also a very giving sign. Like, Leos love to support and give to others and show up for others. So I think we're understanding, as Mars is going back into Leo, how we can step into this courageous, passionate role of leadership to help other people and not just be seen, just to be seen and to be validated, right? So again, Mercury, our mind, our thinking, communication, is going into a fire sign. Then we have Mars, which is our action, motivation, sometimes conflict too. It's also going into a fire sign. So we are like, let's go, honey. We are understanding, especially because we don't have any planets retrograde for a few weeks. Like, it's go time, baby. It is go time. We have been reflecting since, it feels like we've been reflecting forever. But now we're starting to gain momentum. Like, 2025 is really getting started. You know, we're feeling it. Now, the following day on Saturday, we have Taurus season starting. So happy birthday to the sweet and sensual Tauruses out there. Essentially, when we say it's Taurus season, Aries season, whatever, it just means that the sun will be moving through that particular zodiac sign for about the next 30 days. So when the sun, which represents our ego, our vitality, where we shine, how we shine, it's like our personality. When it's moving through Taurus, we may notice that we're really enjoying and thriving being out in nature, being surrounded by beauty, getting grounded, engaging all of our senses, and building more stability and security within our goals. Taurus is ruled by Venus, so it makes sense that we want to surround ourselves with beauty. We want to ensure that our finances are in order and they're in a position to grow, right? Like Aries season kicks off spring. Aries is the cardinal sign. And so it's kicking off the season of spring, right? We're planting the seeds. We're starting to see a couple blooms. Taurus, it always goes from cardinal sign to a, what's it called? Fixed sign. So now that we're in the fixed sign of Taurus, that is when we're really like, it's like plodding along, like really trying to build this foundation, build something that can truly grow and prosper, because that's what fixed signs do. And then of course we'll end the spring season with the mutable sign of Gemini, which mutable signs are all about the transition of the season. So this would be, Gemini is always like spring transitioning into the summer, of course, if you're in the northern hemisphere. But it's just interesting. We're going to be thinking about things in a more long-term sense when it comes to Taurus season. Aries is like, let's get this shit started. Sometimes as an Aries, I love to start a project, to follow through with the project and see it through to the end. It can be hard. We like the shiny new, but Taurus, God bless Taurus and the other fixed signs, because they give us that lesson of patience and continuing to put in the work, sometimes even when we don't see the results yet. So that's going to be key. And what I love to think about too is where the sun is shining a light on that area of your chart. So let's say, for example, you are an Aries sun or Aries rising. When we're experiencing Taurus season, that means that your second house of income, finances, material possessions, and self-worth and values is getting lit up. There's an opportunity to like revitalize that area of your life. If you are a Taurus rising or a Taurus sun, this is going through your first house. This is like your sense of self. This is your appearance, your body, your health, like your personal goals. So there's new energy revamping that area of your life. So just something to think about. Hot tip before we get into the mini scopes. So this week's energy feels really good. I feel like the whole month of April has been feeling, I don't know, I don't want to speak for everyone, but it's been pretty positive. We haven't had a lot of challenging aspects, which would be like a square aspect or an opposition or anything like that. So we will be seeing more of that the last week of April. So next week, we're going to have a little bit of tension going on with some of the planets. Sun square Pluto. That's like something about how you're transforming is causing you to have to change how you're showing up and how you engage in the world. Venus conjunct Saturn, there can always be good things with this too, but it's like recognizing where there might be limitations in your finances or relationships. We got Mars opposite Pluto. That's like you're transforming, secrets are coming to the surface, things are being uncovered that you have to deal with, that you have to transmute that energy. And on the opposite side, you have Mars. There's like tension, there's maybe conflict, there's a need to take action, but it's at odds with how you're transforming and the information that you're getting. It's big. It's big. And because Mars went retrograde, this is the third time, I believe, we're having this Mars-Pluto opposition. So next week, I'll give you more information on that and give you some dates of when we had the Mars-Pluto opposition before, so you can kind of see what was happening for you then to understand what might be coming up for you the last week. But all of this to say, the hot tip is to use this week's energy to set yourself up for success for next week, because it's gonna be a little spicy next week, okay? A little spicy, but nothing that we can't handle, obviously. So, and we'll have a new moon in Taurus next week too. So, and what I mean when I say work with the energy, okay? It's like every zodiac sign has high vibe and low vibe, or like shadow sides to it. You know what I mean? Like Mars and Leo can take action from the heart and be a courageous, confident leader. But the shadow side is taking action just to receive external validation, or maybe only being focused on what you're going to get out of taking this action. Like, that's just an example. Mercury and Aries, like, it can be quick and decisive and get shit done and speak with, it can also speak with confidence. It can speak in an initiatory way that really gets people motivated, but it can also not mince its words. Like Mercury and Aries can kind of just say things like they are, and sometimes we need to soften that a little bit. So just work with the best sides of the energy. Take the best qualities of Aries, take the best qualities of Leo, take the best qualities of Taurus, and work with that, and notice when those shadow aspects come up for any of those signs. I would say the shadow aspect of Taurus might be being stubborn. Like, it's good they're determined, they're willing to put in the hard work and be patient, but on the other end of the spectrum, maybe they could be a little hard-headed. Maybe they, like, out of spite, they're just continuing to do something the way they've always done it, just because it's the way they've always done it, and they don't want to be wrong necessarily or have to change what they're doing. It can be hard for them to release things that no longer serve them. I'm not saying every Taurus does that, but I'm just saying sometimes that can be the shadow side. So work with the energy. Now, mini scope for the week. What do we got? So this is going to be where your courageous ideas, Mercury and Aries, is working together with the heart-led actions that you're taking, which is Mars and Leo. Okay? So this is showing up in certain areas of your life. Now, I would listen to your rising sign, and then I would also listen to your sun sign to get a bigger picture of what might be going on for you. So, these are a little bit, whatever. Okay, let's get into it. Aries, you are feeling confident in yourself and your appearance, and this is supporting the passionate action that you are taking in your creative projects, your hobbies, and your dating life. Taurus, you are recognizing how old beliefs have held you back, and you are shifting into a more self-assured mindset. This is helping you take the necessary actions to bring more passion and more honesty into your home and family life. Gemini, you are connecting and collaborating with groups that feel more aligned and inspired. This is supporting your ability to express yourself in new ways of communication and engaging in your local neighborhood. Cancer, you are thinking about your career and your public image in a new way. Likely, you're stepping into more of a leadership role. This is supporting your ability to go after what you value, believe in your self-worth, and your ability to ask for more income. Leo, you are inspired to expand in some way, be it travel, taking a new course, learning something new, or even sharing your own wisdom. This is being supported by a motivation to express yourself and go after your personal goals. Virgo, you are integrating your personal transformation with your intimate relationships. This is supporting your ability to trust in the universe and embody where you are now in your healing journey. Libra, you are initiating important conversations in your close one-on-one relationships. This is supporting your role as a leader in your friend groups, communities that you're a part of, and the hopes that you have for your future. Scorpio, you are thinking about your day-to-day routines in a fresh and inspired way. This is supporting how you're showing up in your career and your public image and your reputation. Sagittarius, you are pursuing new ideas when it comes to your creative projects and what you do for fun. This supports the action you want to take to expand, either through travel or learning something new. Capricorn, you are reprogramming long-standing beliefs that you've held around home and family. This is supporting you as you engage with your intimate relationships and personal transformation in a more passionate way. Aquarius, you are communicating in a more bold and self-assured way. Perhaps this is showing up in your local neighborhood or within your relationships with siblings, cousins, and extended family. This is supporting how you take action in your closest one-on-one relationships. Excuse me. And then Pisces, you are pursuing confident ideas that revolve around your values, self-worth, and ability to generate income. This is supporting how you're showing up in your daily life and with your wellness routines. Love that. Love that. I will also be starting to add these mini scopes to the Cosmic Club. So if you have a membership, basically I send out an email every week and it has where the moon is every day for that week, what are the vibes, like what to do with that moon energy, how to utilize it, what are the transits that are happening. Like obviously I'll go into Mercury moving into Aries, what that means, like in more detail. I'll also give any notable aspects, which is basically to say certain planets that are making a connection with each other in some way and what that energy means and how to work with the energy. So you can always sign up for the Cosmic Club. All the details are below. You can also get the first month for free, so you can check it out, see how you vibe with it, and you can cancel it at any time, basically. It's great because you get to see what's going on every week. It's how, like, I'm gonna have a workshop on this soon actually, but how to use astrology to plan your week, and also how to use astrology to plan your month, because in the Cosmic Club I also do a post for the new moon that happens every month, as well as the full moon that happens, along with more horoscopes for those particular lunations, like reflection questions, tarot spreads you can pull, and rituals. So really, like, a lot of good information. Seriously, I highly suggest, especially if you're a planner. I love planning, but Virgo rising. So I also add it to an iCloud calendar, so you can just pull it up on your phone and see like what's going on. You can see the reflection question for each day, and I don't know. It's one of my favorite ways to start my day. But anywho, totally invite you to join that. Okay, moving on to tarot of the week. I want you to just connect with yourself, take a couple of deep breaths, and imagine 3 cards in front of you. Card 1, card 2, card 3, and see which card your intuition is leaning towards. And we'll get started. Okay, so if you chose card number 1, you got 7 of Swords reversed. I'm not gonna lie, I hate seeing this card. Honestly, it's way better that it's reversed, because when it's upright, it's about lies, deceit, trickery. It can also mean strategy too, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But it's just like, this little sneaky, he's trying to get away with something. But what's interesting is, obviously in this particular card, this is in daylight. He's in broad daylight trying to steal some of the swords. So it's kind of like he's meant to get caught. Well, when it's reversed, I'm getting this feeling that maybe it's internal. Maybe there are ways that you were trying to trick yourself, or maybe not wanting to see the truth about something in your life, but now you are starting to be open to seeing what that is. And I just want to say how difficult that truly can be to actually allow yourself to witness something that you didn't want to see for a while, for whatever reason. There's many reasons why we would prefer to keep ourselves maybe in illusion, especially too with Neptune being in Pisces for so long. Neptune finally moved into Aries, but Neptune in Pisces, which is the sign it rules, it is just very foggy. It is very easy to have rose-colored glasses and to be to not see the full truth, because we can't. It's elusive. Sometimes there's no way to fully grasp what the truth is. But now maybe there's something going on in your life where you're starting to realize your own truth around that situation. And I just want to commend you on that, because again, it is not easy to do that. So I think maybe the advice for this card is to give yourself compassion as you look at this area of life or this scenario or situation with a more discerning eye. Like, give yourself compassion. Sometimes we want to blame ourselves for not seeing the truth, or think something's wrong with us, that we couldn't see the truth before. But the thing is, we witness the truth in perfect timing. So give yourself compassion this week as you're looking at this, and view it as a way to show up differently in that particular scenario or situation. This is a time where you can see the truth, and now you have the information necessary to take clear action forward. And it may take a little time, but this is going back to the strategy piece. It's like, see what you need to see, be honest with yourself so that you can be strategic moving forward and know exactly how you want to move forward. So I'm thinking about you if this is landing. It's brave. It is very brave and courageous to see the truth. That's all I'll say about that. Okay. Card 2, you got the Queen of Swords. Okay, so this is interesting. Queen of Swords is like, I know the truth. I'm cutting through all the bullshit. Like, I see with utter clarity everything that's going on around me. And honestly, sometimes, just time out, sometimes you can choose all 3 cards. Like, obviously you don't have to just choose one card. See what resonates with you. Like, maybe if you did choose the 7 of Swords reversed, like maybe that's the recent past. And maybe this is the present where you are stepping into this version of you where you see past the bullshit and you're like, no, I know what the truth is with clarity, and I am here to like take decisive action based on what that truth and clarity is. It's like about justice. It's about balance. Swords in general are related to air signs. Air signs are related to our mind, thoughts, intellect, thought patterns, mindsets, communication. It's like you think with clarity, you speak with clarity. Like, there's no, you ain't getting nothing past Queen of Swords, okay? So if you did choose card number 1, maybe this is saying like, you're seeing through the bullshit. And we love to see this because there's a lot out there. There's a lot that we need to be discerning about. A few weeks ago, the episode was about death of the good girl, which is something I feel like so many of us really resonate with, and how being conditioned to be the good girl, conditioned to make sure people feel comfortable, how that has actually led us astray from our intuition. But this card is like, no, I'm stepping into my own personal power and understanding that I know the truth. I can trust myself enough to be discerning and speak and see with clarity. So, love this card. Advice, continue to sharpen your intuition, continue to follow your intuition. The more that you follow your intuition, the deeper that connection will be. And that connection with your intuition will just continue to grow and guide you as you go through life. Okay, card number 3. You got 10 of Pentacles, honey. You are standing on business, okay? 10 of Pentacles. Pentacles are all about our material world. It is about like what is physically in our 3D reality, our 3D experience. It is about like material possessions. It is about our finances as well. It's about abundance. And the 10 of Pentacles in particular is like, anytime we're at a 10, that is the end of the cycle. Like, you have put in so much work to get here. And like, maybe something this week will be an actual physical manifestation that validates all of the hard work and the effort that you have been putting in. You know, this is like about long-term goals. This is about like your legacy. This is about really stable foundations. Something to last a lifetime. So this is a beautiful card to get. I guess if I'm thinking into what the advice would be, it would just be to maybe take some time this week to really process and think about how far you've come and all the hard work that you've been putting in, and be grateful for the abundance that you have right now in this moment. So this is great. This is really great. And honestly, I do love looking at these 3 cards in kind of like a past, present, future situation too. Like, this is great. Like, recent past, maybe a little bit of rose-colored glasses, not really wanting to see the truth, but knowing that your intuition was calling you to see the truth about a situation. And then present moment, just being like, okay, look, I need to see the truth so that I can shift my energy away from what's not in alignment. And then getting 10 of Pentacles in the near future. It's like, the more that you can speak with clarity and truth and precision, the closer you will get to building the legacy, building the dreams that you've been working so hard towards. So just another way to look at this. Love it. And then as we round out today's episode, we have our 3 soul care inspo ideas. I'm going to bring this to Instagram stories soon because I want to hear what y'all have been doing lately to incorporate some soul care inspo. Like, what have been your self-care, self-love rituals lately? Especially like the more unique, whatever they are, I would love to hear what they are. You can even just comment them, whatever. But I would love to know how you have really been taking care of yourself lately. Like, what have you been doing? I feel like everybody is so unique and different. Like, whatever 3 ideas I come up with, that's great. But I would love to know what y'all have got going on too. I would love to be able to use these and share these on the podcast, on YouTube. I also add them to my email newsletter every week. So send me some ideas. Add some to the comments. If you want it to be anonymous, let me know. Otherwise, I'll probably put your first name and give you a little shout out. So give me some ideas. But for this week, we have number 1, bring your future into the now. Okay? I actually had this poster, I don't know where it is, but I had this poster that said, the future is now. Short and sweet, to the point, and so accurate. The future is now. We're always experiencing the future right now. So chances are you have a goal or a dream that you're working towards, or maybe just a lifestyle that you would love to be your reality, especially in contrast to maybe the reality you're living right now. I know I've been there. So it's like, how can you make that dream more of a tangible reality in the present moment? So just a few ideas. This is just examples. Obviously, there are so many different ways that you could use this. So obviously, choose whatever resonates with you based on what you're dreams are. But if you're trying to manifest a trip to the beach, what if you sat outside, you set up like a little meditation area, and then you put on ocean sounds, and you sat in that moment and truly just visualized yourself at the beach. You felt within yourself what it would feel like to be on your beach trip. What if you're manifesting romance? Like, what if you imagined, okay, my dream partner, what would I want? Like, how would I be so thrilled and surprised and feel so loved if they surprised me with this one particular date? What if you just took yourself on that date? It's not to say this will never happen in your future, but what if you just showed yourself that love and took yourself on that perfect date? What if you're manifesting a puppy, okay? I'm telling you, this could be whatever. What if you decided to spend an afternoon volunteering at an animal shelter? You know what I mean? Like, there's so many ways that we can experience what we desire in the present moment. And all this does, well, it's fun, but what it does is it primes our energy and our mindset to fully receive what we're calling in. So it's basically aligning our energetic frequency to what we want. Because if we're like, I hate my life, I hate my job, I hate my routine after work, like I never have anything to look forward to, girl, I get it. And when we're operating at that low frequency, that low vibe, it is so hard to see the opportunities to bring our dreams into the present moment. But if we elevate a little bit and we're like, okay, I can have a little piece of ocean life right now. I can have a little puppy love. I can have a romantic date. And it may not be exactly what you want yet, but you are attracting those experiences to you. I promise you, this is how you shift timelines, which is a whole other thing. Moving on to 2. Embrace rejection. Now look, I know rejection sucks. Trust me. That's been one of the biggest challenges trying to grow my own business and express myself, because I don't want to be rejected. But there is something so empowering about being okay with rejection. All it is shifting our perspective to realize that obviously the rejection isn't personal. So many of us know this. Rejection is not personal. It's simply just the other person or situation not being in alignment, not being an energetic match to us, or maybe they need something else. That's fine. It has nothing to do with us. Thinking about it, it's like maybe we didn't get the job we really wanted. Maybe that rejection is showing us maybe some subconscious fears or attachments that really impacted how we were showing up, that didn't really make us an energetic match for that opportunity. Maybe we're trying to build a connection with someone, but they aren't really showing up exactly in the way that we desire. Like maybe we're kind of getting breadcrumbs. Maybe we feel like we need to kind of shrink to accept what they're able to give us, which I understand. We've all been there. But maybe that's just showing us we don't have to shrink down and accept what they're able to give. We don't have to judge them for it either, but we can see that and be like, oh, this isn't personal. This is just not an energetic match right now. So the faster that we can accept the rejection, the faster that we can move closer towards what's actually in alignment for us. Again, I know it's hard, but I just had an epiphany today. There's like somebody I'm trying to connect with, and it's just not working out. And like, that's okay. Like, that's okay. Like, I kind of tried a few times, and it's like, I'm just going to accept that. I'm going to accept we're not an energetic match, maybe at this point in time. And I'm going to continue on with my energy, because I know that I will find an energetic match to do some creative collaborations with. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about us. And I think sometimes we want to shrink down to be able to accept something so that we do have a match. But it's like, no, honey, that's still not your match. You're still going to hold resentment if you're accepting this. You know what I mean? 3, call on your future self. So whenever we're in a challenging situation or a low point, it can be so helpful to know that we actually have some pretty big reinforcements on our side, particularly in the form of our future self. Because trust me, they exist out there somewhere in the ether, okay? And it's amazing that when we ask our future self, you know, what we need to know, what we need to hear, we can gain some life-changing insight. So what you can do is just grab your journal or take out the notes app in your phone and just kind of sit in quiet and ask future self, future Mallory, future whoever, what do you want me to know right now? And just sit with that. And it may take a little bit of time before something comes up, but you are going to be so surprised at what comes through, because they have so much wisdom and they want to support you. They want to help you on your journey. So highly recommend tapping into your future self and seeing what they have to say to you. So that's what we got this week. I hope you have an amazing week. I think it's going to be very productive. I think it's going to be filled with passion and creativity with all of the fire sign energy we got going on. So I love that. And sensual with the Taurus energy. Love that. If you want to connect, follow me on Instagram. If you want to see how the stars are currently impacting you, or if you want to dive into your birth chart and see, you know, what your passion and purpose is so that you can leave a job that you hate, I'm your girl. Like, let's chat. Anyway, I really appreciate you so much for being here, and yeah, until next week, I'm sending you the best vibes. Have a good one. Love ya. Bye.